what made you choose mind map and how important it is to teach through mind map?
I felt mind maps will be more helpful because naturally children are visual learners.
As you were into yoga, practicing in so many things, does your expertise in that also you help children or only you teach mind mapping to the kids as well?
So what I have seen is I don't only teach mind maps. I get into they understand the child what their challenges are. Initially parents will enroll and they have that resistance and reluctance towards it.
Welcome everyone. This is Krishnaveni, your Vastu expert. Today I'm here with yet again another very special guest. Today it is more special because it is related with children. Today we are going to talk about children. So we have our special guest, Meena Yammanur, for whom, if I have to say, there are a lot of many things to share. She is an MA expert in Sanskrit. She has 23 years of experience in teaching, 1 to 2 years of experience in coaching industry. She has worked in schools like Vidya Vardhaka Sangha, Jain International Residential School. The list is endless. She has been working with lot of schools, conducting lot of sessions, worked with international teachers as well. She is also a pranic healer and a yoga therapist. Yes, her expert is very vast, but we are going to talk about children today. So, and she is also a Bhagavad Gita Shloka trainer. So we'll understand all these, how among all these experts she got into something which is related to children. So let's all welcome our expert guest, Meena Yammanur. Ma'am, welcome to the show.
Namaste and thank you so much. Thanks to all the viewers as well. Thank you, Krishna, for
Thank
this
you.
wonderful opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for joining through your valuable time, ma'am. And today, let's talk about children because what is making me more curious to ask is about your journey. Your expertise in Sanskrit, yoga, healing, but you work with children. Tell us about your journey, how it started.
So, actually speaking, when I was small, when I was in grade 4, grade 3, grade 4, people used to ask me, what is that you want to become? The only thing that I said was every day I should sing national anthem. Those days I didn't have so much of, thought process or things to feed in, you should become this only. Fortunately, my parents didn't impose or feed something like that. So I've always felt that I should be singing national anthem. So if you see, national anthem is sung in school
Yes.
every day. So that is how that was one part. And from childhood, I always used to make my brother stand on my feet. If he completes a writing, so I used to make him write. And the construction people around who was there, renovating our house, the guy who was working there, he said, I want to learn to write my name.
Mm.
So they use all those mattakolu. He was a Tamil guy. Mattakolu, mulapinji, these kind of things, all the tools that they use. So, and I said, he is a non-vegetarian guy also. So I said, Koli Motte, with all that Govinda, how to write his name, I taught that. Somewhere, connecting back to the dots, I always felt, why did I become teacher? Of course, I was arguing a lot, and people used to say you should become a lawyer. Somehow I didn't resonate with that, and I felt I should become a teacher. More over, I was learning Bhagavad Gita and all that. I always felt that I should teach somebody. I should help the people to learn our culture and heritage. That was also, so all these put together finally felt like, working with children is something amazing. And their young minds, that innocence, all that made me work with children. Though for few years I moved and I got into various other fields, somewhere it pulled me back, said that no, working with children is more effective. And some of them also said, become a parenting coach.
Mm.
When I started my coaching journey, I thought I'll work with parents, but somehow that also didn't resonate so much. I felt I should continue with children. This is how I'm with children.
So I believe you need to have a lot of patience to teach children. Is it true? Or you should have a lot of joyfulness inside you to teach the children?
Both.
Hmm.
Because the joyfulness is because they have that bubbling energy that is also needed. And at the same time, if you have those skill sets, or what is that, you have to understand every child. So, like how each one is unique in this world, each child in the classroom, though they belong to the same grade, they are unique. So they need that special, different kind of elements. Like, all of us don't like the same food. So also children, they have so much of variety that they feel is needed. And we talk about different types of learners. So some are visual learners, some are auditory learners, some are read and write kind, and some are kinesthetic. They always want to do something, they want to go out. So these kind of learners, it's not like, you can categorize, compartmentalize completely, but all the mixtures are there. But there are some things which are very dominant. So understanding that is very, very crucial, and catering to their needs. It's more like more than teaching, it's a facilitating children to bloom, and they should be able to do independently.
More to facilitate children and to bloom them independently. So, what made you choose mind map and how important it is to teach through mind maps?
So I started my journey as a writing uh, coach. So then I felt, children are struggling to study or get understand what they are doing. Most of the time it is volumes that they have to study for their exams. So I felt mind maps will be more helpful, because naturally children are visual learners. Because we feel that even we as adults, anything you see the advertisement, if it is some text in the
Like
sheet or on the screen, you don't get so motivated. If there is some image, something colorful,
pictures.
that attracts. So it's more about the visual aspect that is there in the mind map, which where they're going to use colors, keywords, images, and all. That helps children to have better retention, and that will help to memory, have the remember the concepts better. If you see, even we, it is more of the visual thing, whatever there, we are able to remember well than
Yes.
just the text.
Mm.
So that is the aspect why I felt, children should be empowered with those techniques. And the next part is like, the critical thinking and the ideas. Whatever the thought process that happens, they should be able to build in the relationship between the ideas, which helps them to develop better, deeper understanding in the concepts what they learn. And it also helps them to get into break down the aspects or the content or the concepts into the complex topics into simple, smaller parts, which will help them to analyze the problem and find a solution effectively.
Yes. As you said, it will
So,
be very helpful for them to analyze and find the solution effectively. When
sorry.
children use when children use mind map, how
Mm.
effective they are able to grasp the content which is more textual than the picture. How effectively they can grasp.
See, wonderful question. Because, see, it's most of the time, children are passively reading their textbooks
Yes.
or their notes. So, but when they bring it into the visual component, they are more actively into the concept. They get deep into that. So that is the reason why mind maps help a lot.
It helps in all the subjects, or is there only particular subjects they can do it? It helps in all the subjects pictorially.
Definitely yes.
Okay.
Because
And what
for
is the
them,
age group of children?
Children, see, I have taught even grade 2 children also when I was in school, when I was working. I have helped grade 2, grade 3 children also create mind maps. But ideally, it is for them to develop independently. See, it was more like in the school, I'm there throughout, and we had a
Mm.
different system in the school where I was working. It was like, the elementary Montessori system, wherein I could be there, guide them every now and then that they were doing. But, for any child to get into this, ideally would be 9 years and above.
9 years and above. Correct. As you were into yoga, pranic healing, so many things. Thus, your expertise in that also you help children, or only you teach mind mapping to the kids as well?
No, it is, children have so much of, like all of us have baggages and
Yes.
reluctance towards learning. Children also have those. So what I have seen is like, I don't only teach mind maps. I get into their, understand the child, what their challenges are. Initially parents will enroll and they have that resistance and reluctance towards but changing their mindset matters a lot. So for
Yes.
me, whatever the healing and the yoga that I've learned, that has helped to help children come out of their thought process, the mindset that they have. And even children are already with so much of uh, procrastination or negativity towards certain subjects or topics. So working on that also is very important.
Like when you teach children, how long does it take a person to grasp the ideas of mind mapping when somebody is starting with it?
So what I do is I conduct 1 month intense course for children. The reason being, this should be continuity and consistency. So Monday to Friday, 5 days a week is what I uh, take sessions. So we work for almost 1 month continuously because they are doing with different aspects and different types and different topics in the sessions. Once they are done, they are tuned and they know all the aspects of it, how to create, how to go about, how to work on a particular topic and bring it into the visual mind maps, or how to study the mind maps. All these aspects are to be dealt with. So, at least 1 month, say at least around 20-25 days, is good enough for them to get the concept
In this
strongly.
way, see, all the children are not, somebody is mediumly qualified, somebody have high intelligence, somebody have medium grasping power. So by
Mm.
this method of
Mm.
mind mapping, what I am understanding is even if a child who is not showing so much interest to study the text only, that person would also develop interest in the studies by these mind maps.
Definitely, yes. Because I have students from 9 years to 16 years in a same batch. So what I could see is, and children with a different interests, and they don't like, some of them they don't like languages, some they don't like science subjects or math
Yes.
or social science languages. So all these kind of combinations are there. But for them to understand the concept and the need of it, definitely they would. And some children don't like drawing also. That will also be there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they say, why should I draw? I will read. But when they get into this, they
Habit.
understand so much of volumes, bringing it into one sheet. They have 20 pages of chapter, 15 pages of chapter, 30 pages of chapter.
Yes.
If that can be brought into one sheet and if that can help them to revise more number of time, why
What do you
not?
have to
And
say to,
yeah,
yes, what do you have to say to those parents who are watching to encourage their young children to coach them through mind maps? Your message to those parents who are watching.
see, children have that innateness. to learn in a different way. They don't want
Yes.
the same kind of monotonous method of learning. So they want, if you want, or if children want to learn, it should be a different experience altogether. So mind maps will definitely help them to, enhance their memory, retention, and organizing the concepts in a methodical way, in a structured way. All these benefits are there for children to do it. So, mind map is a powerful tool for this. Now it's a right time to get into that, because if you want your children to be active learners than simply reading and sitting for hours together, but still they don't get better marks, they are not able to complete, they are overstressed. So these mind maps will definitely help.
Thank you for sharing the valuable insights on mind maps. You've also helped children write and publish books, many, many books. Share your experience of making children write books.
Lovely. They are amazing, I tell you. They have so much of ideas. The only thing what I felt is, they should be given a chance to bring out their voice, their uniqueness into the stories. I would like to share at least two such examples.
Yes,
So we started writing a book on, all the children, they write, each one will write one story, one part
yes.
of it. Finally, all together, publish as a collaborative book. That's how we did, because writing entire book is overwhelming for children, even for adults, no doubt.
Yes.
When we wrote a book, they named Namma Ganesha. They started doing even the illustrations, the drawings that are needed for the stories appropriately. First two books, they didn't do any pictures. I just tried to add some visuals, and we completed. Next book, they said they want to do it. And in that book, when they worked on Ganesha, this boy who was little fat and kind, he was called as Dadiya, or with different words. This is in Kannada what I'm saying. So fatty guy. So he felt Ganesha is also fat, and the story of Ganesha falling from the rat and the moon laughing at him. So this story he converted into body shaming story. He connected it to body shaming story. God never felt that. He took it as a challenge. So even Hanuman is with a weird face. So why should I feel? That is motivating them to come out of that body shaming. I heard from one of my uh, colleague who is working with higher grade students, 16, 17 years. Those students, 2024, they are not able to come out of body shaming. And this
Mm.
story was something which was very amazing. He felt so happy, children connecting to those. And one more incident, if that's okay, I'll share.
Yes, yes.
They started working on a book called Our Guru. So this book has, they have to introspect themselves first. They have certain questions as to right why they chose something other than academics, and what was the benefits. And there are around 15 to 16 areas that they had to answer, and I had given a mind map on that. I said these are the points what you have to write. They started reflecting on themselves and why one should learn something other than academics. This boy started reflecting. He is now in eighth standard. Started reflecting, and he felt 2 years back he was learning flute, and he thought he will stop that. He lost interest. And after answering these questions, this mind map, what was given to them, reflecting, self reflecting on themselves. He said, in the end of the session, he said, I feel I should continue learning flute and I should practice regularly. And that boy today is doing very well, and he is practicing regularly, and he has given some small concerts as well. So that shift in, continuing and pursuing further made a big difference. I thought that was really awesome. And there are many such incidents like this, children are writing on their own, bringing out their uniqueness, which is
Yes, yes.
helping them to self reflect and bring out their uniqueness in their stories.
As you shared about children, would you like to share? I would like you to share, in fact, that one of your special experiences when a parent might have called you and thank you for training and transforming their child. Any such incidents which you can
Sorry,
share with our audience?
sorry, can you just repeat? I somehow
Yes.
noted.
Any such experience of yours wherein the parent has specially called you and said, thank you for transforming my child. Thank you for bringing that transformation, that interest for my children in the mind mapping or book writing, anything.
Yes, definitely. There are many. So one of the parent called and said, my child would always get stressed during the exams. And that stress, more than the child, I also would get stressed a lot. And she said there was a wedding and the exams were also going on simultaneously. And this child very peacefully created all the mind maps that were needed for the classes, for the exams. He did all that, and parent felt, because the child, he's a 8th standard boy. He's more relaxed. Mother is relaxed. Now she can be very happily participating in the wedding. And this boy finished the exam, went back to the wedding, and came back and prepared some more mind map for the next day. That was 3, 4 days, and she felt so happy. Now my son is really feeling good that he opted learning mind maps. And this boy said, I used to get 64 out of 80. Now I got 80 out of 80. So I'm feeling so happy. The joy in children's face,
Yes,
for that achievement. It's not only about marks. There's another parent from Sri Lanka. This child always wanted to learn in a visual format. I also had the same experience when in my college days, but there was nothing as such, no such guiding factors that was there. This girl in grade 6, she dreamt that what if there is another method or a way for me to learn mm, the visual form of writing. So when she is, and after getting into this and started creating mind maps, it was something amazing. And she wrote all her experience of mind map. Mother read that and she felt overjoyed because she didn't know that the child wanted to
yes.
learn in a different method. So you brought out that innate core of what my child was actually feeling. So that I got to know today. Now the child, I mean, that girl is in 10th standard, and mother got to know today. She felt so happy. So these are some of the incidents. What keeps me going, working with children.
Beautiful experience. You, as a teacher who is a children's success coach, how happy you would have felt. It, I can see that visibility from your face itself. So I would like to ask one more question. In the age of AI, where everything is ChatGPT driven, everything is in the fraction of seconds, what is the relevance and importance of writing, especially in training the children?
Writing, see, AI definitely is there. You can't avoid AI. But AI cannot bring the kind of experience what this child shared.
Yes,
There's some children, I told about that boy who was writing why somebody should learn something new. That motivation pushed him to continue and pursue his flute learning and giving concert. Isn't that a change? There might be so much, my guru always used to say there's so much of noise all around everywhere, but
everywhere.
still it makes a difference, like how the lotus just blooms even
Blooms.
in the muddy or dirty water. So it's always like that. That noise is there. I don't say that AI is not to be, because AI will put them into. But the reason why I start my sessions for grade 4 or even little earlier is because they are still not influenced so much by
Mm,
the AI. Because once they
yes,
are into that, they feel that. But at least, you would have touched the core of making them right how to present it. Let me share one more example. There was this girl is in sixth standard, and she's has done a mind map 1 month course. After seeing how children are writing, she said, "Earlier I thought you're a shloka teacher. Then I thought came and I saw all your books and everything. Then I thought you're an all-rounder. Then, I felt I should learn mind map." And she has written like, "Don't judge the book by its
by
cover."
the
I mean, the kind of quotes that they are bringing in, she had written earlier. It was an AI chat GPT kind of uh, experience what the child has. I said,
experience.
this is not your voice. I want
Mm,
you to write your experience and your voice, what you felt. Throughout the process, what happened is what you have to record. I mean, they will make grammatical errors, all that. That's okay. But what is
yeah,
that the child is feeling? See, we are today, as parents, we are not in a state to have that bonding, no interactions in the family.
yeah,
We don't know what is happening. We don't know what children are going through. There is no space for them to express, for us to
yeah.
express. There is no mutual connection. And with that, if they are not equipped to write and bring out their feeling, then it's a damage. Like, they are completely into that typical technical AI
Yes,
kind of children. So that's what I
mm,
feel. They should be given that, because many children, they don't express. One boy said, "Why did you read mine?" I have asked morning writings when they do. I give them different topics. I know if I give some subject related topics, it is that chat GPT which will be working. So I work on their
yes,
experiences. Today you didn't feel like getting up in the morning. Your mother came and shook you. What all emotions, what all feelings you had, right?
yes.
So they're
That
venting
ChatGPT
out.
cannot bring in.
Huh?
ChatGPT definitely cannot bring in that. Yeah.
So they are venting out. It's more about the feeling. You have to tap their feelings, because if that emotions and feelings are touched upon, then definitely they can have compassion towards other person. They can feel, understand what the other person's emotions are. Otherwise, they are robots, we are robots, and they are going to generate few more robots in the future.
It is very important for children to express, like we have our new world chess champion who had a dream 5 years before that he wants to become the youngest world chess champion, and he has done it. It is by expressing his emotions, coming out and sharing his thoughts. That's when he was able to achieve. So it is very, very important to bring inner feelings of the children, what they are going through, by writing and bringing out the best of them. And recently you had worked with Sri Lankan teachers, Sri Lankan students also. Would you like to share that experience?
That was really amazing. It was more a learning for me as well, because that receptivity and that willingness to learn was simply amazing. And they were so open to. So this reminded me of when you are into any learning, whether you decide or whether the learning comes to you, when you are asked to learn something, or somebody comes and says, I will teach you something. That openness is very important. This reminds me of that story of a guru to a student. One student comes and he says, "I want to learn from you." And he has a ritual where he gives the tea and he pours, and it goes and it spills onto the saucer
All right.
as well. So that was the kind of experience what I felt. They emptied themselves to receive. So that was a great lesson even for me. So whenever I go to any place, first thing is I should empty myself. and reach out. It was really amazing. And it was a new opportunity for me as well to work with international teachers overseas. So that was really good working with them. And we had different modules kind. So each topic, again, I felt more of, touching that personal component and the emotional component. Because since I'm also into healing, I've learned healing. So I felt somewhere tapping those areas are very
Those good.
important because they are the teachers who are handling younger ones. When these elements are tapped, the way they look at children,
They,
the way they handle children will be totally different. So I felt so happy because indirectly I could touch 2000 plus teachers were there in the
yes,
forum. So I could touch, at least you say around 100 students from each teacher, or, in the school, you have reached those many children.
those many.
So I felt that is also another opportunity, is what I felt.
Yes, the vision for children is very, very important to develop our future generation. Nothing can be better than teaching them through mind mapping and the kind of efforts which you're putting to reach children globally, not only in India, reaching children globally. Thank you, Meena ji, for coming here and sharing the wonderful insights on mind mapping. Any parents or anybody who is watching this who want to train their children rather than monotonous reading the textbooks by through interesting and the powerful way of mind mapping can get in touch with Meena Yammanur, who is a children's success coach and a book writing coach. You can fill up the Google form given in the description and you can get directly connected your children for their shaping of their marks. Thank you, Meena ma'am, for coming here
Thank,
and sharing.
thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you.
to all the viewers as well. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this podcast with a special guest, which was dedicated to children because they are the future of the country. How we are shaping up them. Each and every children holds the future of this country. So get in touch with Meena ma'am and continue to watch my podcast in the upcoming days with yet another special guest. Thank you for watching it today.